What is the equation in standard form of a parabola that contains the following points? So here is my equation. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. You're going to substitute. So we have negative 26.5 equals a times negative 2 squared plus b times negative 2 plus c. The next one is negative 1.5 equals a times 0 squared plus b times 0 plus c. And then the last one we have negative 59.5 equals a times 4 squared plus b times 4 plus c. So now I have negative 26.5 equals 4a minus 2b plus c. We have negative 1.5, the second equation, and the a times 0, 0, b times 0, 0, so you're left with c. And then the last equation is negative 59.5 equals 4 times 4 is 16, so you have 16a plus 4b plus c. So now I'm going to go ahead and type this into the calculator. I have menu, algebra, solve system linear equations. I have 3, so it's a, b, and c. Negative 26.5 equals 4a minus 2b plus c. Negative 1.5 equals c. And the last one is negative 59.5 equals 16a plus 4b plus c. So your equation will be y equals negative 4.5x squared plus 3.5x minus 1.5. Number 4, what is the equation in standard form of a parabola that models the table? So I have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So remember that this is x and y. So you have negative 7 equals a times negative 2 squared plus b times negative 2 plus c. The next one is 3 equals a times 0 squared plus b times 0 plus c. And the last one is negative 73 is equal to a times 4 squared plus b times 4 plus c. So now I'm going to write the system. So I have negative 7 equals 4a minus 2b plus c. 3 equals c. Negative 73 equals 4 times 4 is 16a plus 4b plus c. So there's my system. I'm going to go to the calculator, menu, algebra, solve, and I have 3. So it's a, b, and c. So I have negative 7 equals 4a minus 2b plus c. So we have 3 equals c. And then the next one is negative 73 equals 16a plus 4b plus c. So our equation is y equals negative 4x squared minus 3x plus 3. Number 6, what is the focus and the directrix of a parabola with an equation of y equals 1 over 12? Do you remember the formula? We have y equals 1 over 4c x squared. Now we do have 12, so y equals 1 over 4 times 3 times x squared. So that is the focus. The vertex is at the origin. How do I know that? Because nothing is being affected by the, for example, we don't have x minus 2 or x plus 2. And then, in other words, it's not in this form. So we don't have a transformation. So it is 4 times 3, so the focus is 1, 2, 3, so the focus is 0, 3. The parabola opens up. The directrix is 3 away from the vertex, and it isn't a vertical line, it's a horizontal line, so it's y equals negative 3. What is an equation of a parabola with the vertex at the origin? Vertex at the origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll say right here it's 4.75, negative 4.75. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then some. So this will be 4.75. That's the focus. And the parabola opens up to the right. So it's x equals 1 over 4c times y squared. So x equals 1 times the product of 4.75 times 4, 1896 y squared. And that's the equation, 1 over 1896 times y squared. The vertex is 5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you go up 4. The focus is 8, 4, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 4. And we know that from the vertex to the focus, it's 1, 2, 3. So I just have to go back 3. 1, 2, 3. So the directrix is at x equal 2. The vertex is at 5, 4, and the focus, so it looks like this. Now, to find my equation, it's going to be, it goes to the right. It goes to the right. How many spaces? 5. So it's going to be x minus 5 equals 1 over 4c parentheses y plus 4 squared. Okay, I went ahead and checked it, but I noticed that when I did y plus 4, it went down. So what I did next is I said y minus 4. It went up, and so here's the directrix, x equal 2. Here's the equation, and the focus is over here at 8, 4. So the answer is y minus 4. Okay, so the next one is, what is this in factored form? Remember in class Rally Coach, you have to identify the squares, because a squared minus b squared equals a minus b times a plus b. And what do you notice about 9x squared and 64? Yep, they're perfect squares. So you have 3x minus 8 times 3x plus 14. Find the factors of 27. 3 times 9. Negative 3 times negative 9. You add. And 3 plus 9 gives you 12. So what do you have? You have x plus 3 times x plus 9. This one says solve using tables. I'm going to try it, but if it doesn't work, I'm going to use a graph. So let me write 9x squared plus 6x minus 8. That's the left-hand side. So I'm going to go to menu, graph, function. I'm going to put 0. And if you want to zoom in, you can. So I'm going to menu. I'm going to zoom in. And you notice that they're not quite at an integer. So I'm going to go to menu, analyze graph, intersection. So our first answer is 0.66 or 0.67. 0.67. X equals 0.67, or the order pair is 0.67 comma 0. And then to find the other intersection, negative 1.33. Negative 1.33 comma 0. So x equals negative 1.33. So what I did is I didn't look at the table. I went ahead and just found the intersection. Anytime you're going to factor a quadratic like this, you want to check if you can factor a greatest common factor. In this case, you can. You can factor negative 2. So you're left with x squared plus 2x minus 15. So if you want to check, you just have to distribute the negative 2. Negative 2 times x gives you negative x squared. Negative 2 times 2 gives you negative 4x. And then negative 2 times negative 15 gives you positive 30. So you're going to have, now you're going to factor x squared plus 2x minus 15. So what are the factors of negative 15? You can have 1 and negative 15. You can have negative 1 and 15. If you add them, they're not going to give you 2. You have 5 times negative 3, and that does give you 2. So the factors are negative 2, x plus 5, and x minus 3. Those are the factors. Number 20, we're going to solve by graphing. So let me go to the graph here. I have x squared plus 6x plus 5, and then go to tab, and then you have 0. And the answer is where they both intersect. So you go to menu, analyze graph, intersection. The first one is negative 1, 0. In other words, x equals negative 1. And the next one is intersection. You have negative 5, 0, which means x equals negative 5. So It's not going to be A, C, B, so your answer is D. 22, what are the solutions of the quadratic? So you're going to have to, the negative 40, you're going to have to move it to the left. So you have x squared plus 13x plus 40 equals 0. Find the factors of 40. So we have x, or 40. You have 2 times 20. You have 8 times 5, add them. And 8 and 5 give you 13. So you have x plus 8 and x plus 5 equals 0. So x plus 8 equals 0. X plus 5 equals 0. X equals negative 8. X equals negative 5. And if you want to check, you just have to substitute back into the equation. So you have negative 8 squared plus 13 times negative 8 equals negative 40. And it's true. And you can try negative 5 on your own. Negative 5 squared plus 13 times negative 5 equals negative 40. So that's true. The function y equals negative 16t squared plus 504 models the height of the stone in t seconds after it's dropped from a vertical cliff. How long will it take for the stone to hit the ground? So I went ahead and I put this equation into the equation editor, and I put zoom fit so it can fit. So we notice that it starts at 504 feet, and it takes so many seconds to reach the ground. And you might be asking, when does it reach the ground? Well, the ground will be 0, won't it? So if we want to solve this equation, all we got to find is the intersection when it's going to hit the ground and the parabola, right? So it's the intersection of the parabola and the horizontal equation, which is y equals 0. So it's going to take approximately 5.6 seconds for the stone to hit the ground. So the answer is C.